Why is it that most people are poisoned even by the littlest thing going on in their life while others can remain calm and poised? It seems like no matter what's going on in their life. Why is it that most folks are manic, just kind of riding the roller coasters of change while others can remain calm and magnetic and almost attract anything that they desire? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. How to be more magnetic by doing this one thing. Let's go. Hey, what's up, my friend? My name is Kanae, in case you're new to the channel, and I am an entrepreneur with multiple 7- and 8-figure businesses. And obviously, I like creating content like this because I like sharing, what's working for me in my life to create more success in my personal life and my business in order to help other folks create more success in their personal life and their business as well. Which brings me to the point of this video, which is about being magnetic and how to hook people with your magnetism. Well, in order for us to understand what's most magnetic, it's probably easiest to start with what's most repulsive. And we can probably all agree that one of the most repulsive types of folks are the people that are kind of just all over the place. They're up, they're down, they're sideways. You just never know what sort of mood they're gonna be in. When everything is good, it's like nothing can touch them. And then yet the slightest little thing, and all of a sudden it seems like the whole world is coming apart. That person that's just kind of all over the place like a roller coaster. Pretty repulsive because we never know what to expect. Well, if that's repulsive, then the opposite is what's attractive or magnetic, right? It's the person that somehow remains calm and poised no matter what's going on. They are magnetic, not manic. They are poised, not poisoned. And they seem to always be grounded, centered, clear, certain, regardless of the storm that might be happening around them. So let's talk about what creates these two differences, right? Well, the person that is riding the roller coaster most, this is going to be the person with the most polarized perceptions. And the person who seems to always stay grounded, clear, and certain and centered, well, that person has the most balanced perceptions. What do I mean by that? And you're going to hear me talk about perceptions a lot on this channel because our perceptions seem to create our reality. So what do I mean by polarized and balanced? Well, whenever we label something as good or bad, we are expressing a polarized perception. Let me explain what I mean. When we label something as good, what we're really saying is we see all of the positives, but none of the negatives or less negatives. So because we see more positives than negatives, we label it good. When we see something as bad, what we're really saying is that we see more negatives than positives. So we label it as bad. But these are polarized perceptions. This is to say that, that's to think that things can ever be always good or always bad, that something is ultimately good or ultimately bad. But that's not really how life works, right? The people that are most polarized are the ones that think that life is supposed to be always one way, but never the other. Always kind, never cruel. Always positive, never negative. Always honest, never dishonest. They think that the life is supposed to be one side without the other. And therefore, anytime that something comes along that does not fit that model, boom, they're all over the place. They're thrown off balance. And those are the masses. That's how the masses live their life, is they think that life is supposed to be one way, not the other. And they're constantly judging everything that comes their way as either good or bad. But the master of life is quite the opposite. The master of life knows that nothing is good or bad. Everything is both. Everything that comes our way that first seems like a challenge also has within it a hidden benefit. And everything that comes our way that first seems like a benefit also has within it its hidden challenge. In other words, the master knows that everything that's happening in life has both sides. It's two-sided. And so because they're less polarized, they're more balanced. They're less reactive to life, more proactive in life, right? They're less, thrown about by the winds of change and more grounded and certain even in the eye of the storm, because they can see that even that storm is a benefit to them. Let me give you some examples of what this looks like. When I'm online a lot, I have a lot of content online. I speak at quite a bit of events. And so, sometimes I get a lot of praise from people, right? I might be speaking at an event and afterwards I'm done. People want to take pictures. They want to ask questions. They want to tell me how I've impacted their life, and all of that is great. But when I'm getting a lot of praise from people, I want to make sure that I don't puff up my ego, start to think that I'm better or greater than, and get prideful, right? Because the pride before the fall. You've probably heard that before, the pride before the fall. And so I don't want to puff up my ego and inflate my sense of self and get prideful, because life will find a way to bring me back into balance. It'll offer me a challenge to remind me to be humble. And so in those situations, I'll ask myself, I'm getting a lot of praise here. What is the opposite of praise? Well, the opposite of praise is reprimand. Well, who in my life is reprimanding me? And I want to see the the other side. I want to see that there's also people out there who don't like me, who dislike me. And therefore I can see that I'm not this great thing that people might be making me out to be. And I'm not necessarily the bad thing that people are making me out to be. In fact, in the opposite situation where I'm experiencing a lot of reprimand, I'm going to ask myself, well, if I'm experiencing a lot of reprimand, well, where in my life am I experiencing praise? I'm gonna look for the opposite, right? This way, I don't start to ramp up my nervous system and get overly excited or overly dramatic, depending on which way these things are going. When I run into challenges in my life or in my business, one of the first things that I do is ask myself, what's the blessing in this curse? What is the gift that is hidden in this challenge? What lesson am I learning here? What's the opportunity in this obstacle? I want to see both sides. And sometimes, to be perfectly transparent and honest with you, sometimes when that's happening, sometimes if it's too emotional or too intense, sometimes the only thing that can calm me down is having faith and knowing that every obstacle has within it an opportunity, and that will help to kind of calm some of the nerves or the anxiety or the emotions that get riled up by certain things that might happen in life. At the same time, when something exceptional is going on, I'm getting some sort of award or an accolade or achieving something, I'm gonna ask myself, okay, well, what's the drawback to this, right? When we accomplish things in my company, yeah, we take moments to celebrate, we congratulate each other, and then one of the things that I want to ask myself quickly is, and sometimes I even ask my team, hey, what's the drawback in this though? So they're not getting all ramped up in their nervous system, right? And see, the point here is really simple. The point is that the people that are most magnetic are the people that have the most balanced perceptions. They are not the masses who think that life is happening to them and that life is supposed to be one way and not the other. And therefore, because life doesn't fit their model of the way that the world is supposed to work, they're constantly judging it and experiencing the polarizations of it. That's the masses. The master, the one who's going to be magnetic, is the one who knows that all sides of life are ultimately serving us. Both the challenges and the benefits are serving us. That nothing is in the way, everything is on the way. And when life feels most like the rug is being pulled out from under us, it's really just the road rising up to meet us and carry us along our mission. I hope that you got value out of this, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video, my friend. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.